Hi, I'm Erica. I am your host of Powered by Joy podcast. I am a mom, a grandma. I am also an entrepreneur. I also love things to do with motorsports. I love taking my motorcycle to the racetrack and our car. So I love exciting things and adventure. I love to travel. I love to learn and grow, but I also love anything that is woo-woo and growing that way. I also love sparkles and pretty colors. So I also am pursuing joy myself and learning how to bring that to my life. So I'm here talking to you. If you are someone who feels bored, stuck, you have a lot of pent up emotions, feel anger, and maybe you even feel helpless to make change because you felt that way so long. And we're going to explore and get empowered to live a life that is on purpose and filled with more joy and pursuing more joy. And we're going to do that without sacrificing our commitment to our family and our friends. So welcome, and I am excited to go on this journey and a quest for joy with you.
Okay, so today I wanted to talk about honor. So this is a subject that probably doesn't sound super sexy, and I apologize for my doggy noise in the background. But what I wanted to do was start with talking about the definition in Webster or whatever. It said that the definition is a good name or public esteem, like reputation, a showing of usually merited respect. I'm cheating reading this. Pay honor to, or to pay honor to somebody like a founder. Thank you, Shelby. And one whose worth brings respect or fame, like honor. It brings honor to a profession, an evidence or symbol of distinction, as in an exalted rank, like a badge or decoration, a ceremonial rite or observance, an award in a contest or field of competition. I was trying to think. There was like a gesture. You're showing deference with a bow. So, anyways, I just kind of wanted to talk about what it is defined as. But when I'm thinking about honor, I woke up thinking about that this morning. So I'll get into that more later. But what I wanted to talk about today is that normally what we are honored for in today's world is things like our to-do list, what we accomplish, what we get done every day. It's about our career, our job, like how we show up as an employee and what we bring to the table there. It can be we're honored for the money we earn, how much we bring home, or how much we earn. So like money status, in the world and socially, that also can lead to like what we have, like belongings, that we have material belongings. It can be how nice our house is, how nice our belongings are. It can be like our looks or our beauty or how we dress. And it can also be like what we bring to the table sexually, what we provide in pleasure for other people that we come in contact with. It can be that we're honored for our parenting and how well our children behave, or how much of the responsibility we carry, which is shifting a lot, and I think in a really positive way. So that's another one. I touched on the material things, but just like how nice things are that we have, or how we decorate our space, things like that. It can also be like social media, like our presence or following. It can be, like how much we help others or come in as the solution person, that we fix, we come in and fix the situation. So it can be things of that sort as well. And so there's lots of different ways that we end up getting other things we get honored for than what I think we usually want to actually be honored for. So oftentimes that can be depleting because we're out there fixing problems or doing whatever for other people. But anyways, it's often things that we are honored for are things that we provide for others. But what we really want to be honored for, in my beliefs, in my humble opinion, is strictly just our mind, our heart, our mind, and our soul. Like that simple. And how do we honor ourselves? Because that's actually where we need to start first, because then if we can do that, then we can give it to others and we can also receive it. And this is kind of like talking about love. You could swap the words out, but we have to start with honoring ourselves first and our needs and what we need. I'm going to go into a quick story about what that looks like in the real world. So I woke up this morning and I had a lot of bad neck pain, yay me. And I just was not feeling great. And I always get up and work out first, but I skipped my yoga and my workout with weights today, which usually yoga makes my neck feel better, but it was painful to put moisturizer on my face because I had to touch my face. And so I was like, okay. So you know what today was? I kind of looked at myself. I was like, okay, what am I doing? I decided today, no bra. TMI, I don't care. I'm not wearing a bra today. I also put, just kind of tried to massage my neck in that area a little bit. And then I put some of my smelly stuff on that my husband loves, the smell of knot, and just dressed super comfortable and was like, okay, that's what it looks like for me today. It's going to be that one little thing I can do to make me feel like I'm doing something to take care of myself when I have a lot I want to get done and I want to accomplish and look forward to getting to accomplish. But how can I honor myself and whatever need I have going on today to have a little self-care? And so it's like, what would that be? And I was just like, I'm not wearing a fucking bra today. So cover your ears if you're sensitive to swearing here. But that's what it looked like. That felt like the indulgence of the day. And then some of those other moves. And then just making sure I wanted to drink lots of water. So I just wanted to stop and make that choice. And that really felt like I was honoring myself and figuring out what does little Erica, 5-year-old Erica, need today to put her big girl pants on and do what she wanted to. So that's my story of kind of giving you an idea of how I exercise honoring myself. So I hope that insight is helpful. My old self would have probably just been like really mad. Like I would have had some self-talk about like being mad at my body. I've spent years just being really mad at my body for having neck and back pain quite often. And so in the past, I'd be like, what's wrong with me? Or just, it would increase the tension and misery. It didn't make things feel better and made the day harder, to be truthful, because I wasn't being nice to myself. So this new version of me stopping and going, ooh, okay, you're hurting. Is there anything you can do that you have control of with the day ahead that can ease your day and your pain? And that really felt good. And I felt like imagine going to your child who's like, oh, I have a raging headache, and going, get your pants on, you got to go get ready for school. I don't care. Go. Like, your stinking body is such a problem. Like, you should just fix it already. Like, what is your problem? Like, we would never talk to our child that way. And we do that to ourselves. And so that would be my old self. And so learning to be so much nicer to myself and honor myself, I think it starts there, and honoring myself first, which can sometimes feel a little weird or foreign because we aren't really taught to practice that. I think we really are taught to so in light of my story today, I wanted to give you a little homework, a little assignment. And that is whether you choose to get out a notebook, which I love to do now, or I actually use a tablet to do all my journaling, right? So I don't have stacks of notebooks and I can travel and take it with me. So 90% of the time I journal in my tablet that has a stylus. And so then I still get the experience of writing. And anyways, so I would say get out your notebook and then take a moment to yourself. So if you can't write it down or spend some time writing about this, if you're driving and listening or walking, just maybe pause this, take a moment and ask yourself, what is one way you honored yourself this week in the last like 5 days? Where's a moment that something came up and you honored what you needed, and like what your 5-year-old self would be asking for in that moment if you were listening, or what your gut would be telling you that you stopped and listened? What's that one thing? And if you did it and you can think of something, I literally want you to stop and say to yourself, good job, self. Woo! Or like pat yourself on the back, like physically, nice work. Or this one I learned through Tony Robbins stuff. And they would teach us to say, I freaking rock. So I learned to do that through some events I attended, and it actually created like a pattern. So when I find myself doing something good for myself, or like I accomplished something that I felt like was really challenging, I usually say it out loud, even if there's people around, and sometimes get weird looks, but I'm like, good job, self. Like celebrate that little tiny act of self-love, because it builds that neural network, those pathways, and it will build. And it is a practice, but the more you do it, the more your brain's like, oh, we get good rewards when we do that behavior. And so it builds that. And so it sounds silly, but it literally takes 1 second to tell yourself, good job taking care of yourself and honoring yourself. Good job taking care of a need you have. So if you paused and you looked over the last 4 or 5 days and you could not think of an instance where you honored yourself in something that you might have needed in the moment, I would like you to try to think of going like forward in this next week, trying to keep it in your mind, like being intentional, and say to yourself, this week, I want to remember to look for opportunities to ask myself what I need and what I need to feel honored in this situation. So an example would be like, you wake up with a tension headache, or you're at work and all of a sudden you're feeling tension. That could lead to a headache. Okay. And you've now set the intention. So your mind's now a computer that's searching and looking for, oh, this is a moment that I was supposed to look for where I can set an intention to honor myself. So, okay, now the moment's right. You've got tension and it's leading to a headache. And you say, okay, how can I honor myself in that situation? So what does your inner child or your gut, what pops in your brain? So maybe it's that you actually just need 5 deep breaths. Or maybe you want to go just get a glass of water and you give yourself 1 minute to sit there and take some sips and just breathe. Maybe honoring is singing a song, dancing to a song. Maybe honoring yourself is that you actually need to have a conversation with someone at work that's bringing the tension on, and they said something that really bothered you, and maybe you're needing to speak up. I actually find that my headaches can oftentimes be related to, if they're tension, I feel like they're related to oftentimes where something's going on where I need to speak up or have a conversation, whether it's about somebody not honoring a boundary I've set, or it could be something like, something happened and you're like, hey, this didn't feel good. And I'm not sure if you understood, or heard me, or maybe I didn't express myself right. So I just wanted to see if we could take a minute to talk over that subject again. And I find that a lot of times that will melt away the tension, especially related to headaches. We have to think about our throat chakra is right there. And I feel like that's related to our neck, and it just seems to correlate quite often for me. So sometimes there are great books, like Louise Hay has books about your body, and like if you're having pains in certain places, she basically has like a book that's encyclopedias, or is like an encyclopedia, like your back or your thigh or your hips or your neck, and it can often point to things you might be struggling with, because our bodies talk to us. So I will have to link the name of those books that I used to learn about that a little bit more. Anyways, so this week going forward, homework I would give you is to set that intention to just keep an eye out for moments that you can honor yourself first. And as you develop that practice, it gets easier, but the way to make it easier to remember is the celebration. Don't forget that celebration moment like that. Yes, I freaking rock. I love myself. Good job, self, or high five. High five yourself. Whatever it is, that is all the celebration you need. You can make it more extravagant. You can dance and sing. I do that too sometimes. And so whatever that is. So this week it's about honoring ourselves in our hearts, our minds, and our souls, and just little gestures to start. And then you might find that you actually see that in others. You give that to others, but also then you will start to see that you receive it too. It's kind of a cool cycle, but it starts with ourselves. So if you have any thoughts or questions on this and you want to connect with me directly, you can email me at erica@poweredbyjoypodcast.com, or you can message me in the comments below, and you can connect with me as well there. So again, we love it when you subscribe and comment, or hit the notification bell so that you get notified when we have more episodes coming out. So thank you for joining, and I hope that this is helpful in your quest or journey to figure out how to live a life that's powered by joy. Thanks for joining.